Most SaaS founders obsess over new signups, but churn is the quiet force that cancels all that work. You can have a great week on Twitter, a good ad campaign, even a few demos booked, but if customers leave a month later, you're basically running on a treadmill. And the tricky part is churn doesn't look scary at first. 4% logo churn sounds like, okay, that's not terrible, but it kills compounding. It means every month you are refilling a leaky bucket, so growth feels harder than it should. In this video, I'll show you the exact process I used to take expiration reminder from around 4% logo churn to around 2% over 3 years, while working a full-time job. And I'll tell you the obvious fix I tried first that didn't move the needle at all. So the first step is to find the real reason why people leave. So first, let's be clear what I mean by churn here. I'm talking about logo churn, which is simply the percentage of customers that cancel in a given month. Early on, that number matters more than most vanity metrics because it tells you if your product is actually delivering ongoing value, not just getting initial excitement. The thing most people miss is that churn is usually not random. It's a mismatch between expected value and experience value. Someone signs up expecting one outcome, and then the real experience feels slower, confusing, incomplete, or unreliable. And when that gap stays open, cancellation is just the cleanest way for them to fix the problem. Now, if you're a full-time founder, the hardest part is you don't have time to guess. So you need a simple churn visibility system that tells you week after week why people leave. I rely on 3 inputs only because you can actually maintain them without a team. First input is support tickets. Your inbox is basically a live feed of friction. Every how do I, every this doesn't work, every I'm confused is churn trying to happen. So don't just answer and move on. Start tagging tickets into themes. Second, input in a cancellation survey. Keep it short, 3 to 5 multiple choice reasons plus 1 free text field. That's it. If you add 10 questions, nobody answers. Your goal is not perfect research. Your goal is a fast signal. Third input is a post-cancel email, and this is important. You're not emailing to argue or win them back. You're emailing them to learn. I keep it simple. One short message asking what they hope the product would do and what got in the way. Some people won't respond, but the ones that do will give you language you can copy directly into your priorities. Then you tie these 3 inputs together with a basic tagging system. I use buckets like bugs and reliability issues, missing features, onboarding confusion, and pricing or fit. And here's the rule that saved me from wasting months. Don't add on one loud customer. Add on repeated themes. When you see the same issue in tickets and then again in the cancel survey, that's not noise. That's your net retention project. Once you have themes, the next mistake is picking the wrong fixes first. Because not all churn reasons are equal, and the order you tackle them is what actually moved you from 4% to 3% and then to 2%. So now let's talk about the order, because this is where most people waste months. They jump straight into building missing features because that feels like progress. But if the product is unreliable, features don't matter. Broken trust kills retention faster than missing value. For me, the first real drop from around 4% to around 3% came mostly from product fixes. Not sexy word, but it's the foundation. And with a full-time job, the only way this works is if you are ruthless about what you fix. Here's the filter that I use, and you can use the same 3 checks. First is frequency. How often does this issue show up in tickets, cancellations, or emails? Second is severity. When it happens, does it just annoy people or does it stop them from getting the outcome they pay for? Third is, does it block the core workflow? Meaning, if your product does one main job, does this issue stop that job from happening? If an issue checks all 3, it becomes a priority even if it's boring. Now, the playbook is simple. Ship small, ship fast, and close the loop. Most fixes don't need a huge refactor. They need a clear reproduction case, a patch, and a confirmation. And closing the loop matters because it turns a frustrated customer into someone who feels hurt. Even if they don't stay forever, it reduces "I'm done with this product" feeling. I also follow that I call a 24-hour rule mindset. Not that you fully fix everything in 24 hours, but you acknowledge fast and you move the issue forward fast. I saw this, I can reproduce it, here's the workaround, and here's when I'll ship the fix. That alone reduces cancellations because silence makes customers assume you don't care. Once the reliability and obvious pain points were under control, then we move to missing features. This is where you have to be careful. Missing features that reduce friction at retention work. Missing features that only sound good on the landing page are marketing work. And if you are already leaking customers, marketing work won't save you. So I stopped asking what feature would be cool and started asking which missing piece shows up the top cancellation reasons. When customers cancel and say, I can't do ads, and ads is part of the core outcome, that's a real retention feature. But if only prospects ask for it and active customers never mention it, it's probably not your move. And then after fixes and the right features, onboarding changes took us from around 3% to 2%. Because even with a good product, people still churn if time to first value is too long. They sign up, they stare at the screen, and they think, I'll come back later. Later never comes. The onboarding changes that matter were not fancy email sequences. It was reducing confusion points. Clearer first steps, default templates, fewer decisions. If you can give people a starting setup that works, they'll keep going. And if you can connect the product to the thing they already use, like a calendar or email, they also speeds up their first win because they don't have to change their whole workflow. So that's the order that worked for me. Fixes first to build trust, then features that remove friction, then onboarding to shorten time to value. But even if you believe this, you'll need a routine because churn reduction is not one project, it's weekly maintenance. So here's the weekly system I would recommend if you're doing this after work. It's designed for limited time and it's designed to stop you from guessing. I break it into 3 blocks. 1 review block, 1 build block, and 1 follow-up block. If you can do 60 to 90 minutes total, you can keep Churn trending in the right direction. The review block is 20 to 30 minutes. You go through support tickets and the last week and you tag them. Not with a complicated system, just themes, bugs, missing features, onboarding confusion, pricing, or fee. And you can repeat. If you see the same theme 3 times a week, that's a signal. And if you see it once, log it, but don't panic. Then the survey block is about 10 minutes. You look at the cancellation survey responses and you update your top 3 churn reasons. Literally a short list. If you have 10 reasons, you are not prioritizing. You are collecting trivia. Top 3 forces, you make the call. Then the outreach block is 15 to 20 minutes. You send a post-cancel email. Keep it 1 question so people actually answer. Something like, what did you hope the product would do and what got in the way? And then you paste your response into your notes. You build a library of real churn language. Then you can put this into an AI tool like ChatGPT or Cloud Code, and then you can analyze the trend. Now you take all that and put it into an action plan board, 1 card per churn team. Each card has the next concrete step attached. Not improve onboarding. Instead, rewrite the first screen to show the first required setup, or add a default template, or fix the error that blocks saving. Small, shippable. And here's the decision rule that keeps this realistic. Pick 1 fix now item and 1 reduce confusion item per week. That's it. If you try to do 5 things, you won't finish, and you won't know what caused improvements anyway. For time blocking, align it with your real life. If you have 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. twice a week, protect 1 short slot for the review and follow-up, and 1 slot for shipping. You want the scope small enough that you can finish without needing a perfect weekend. And the principle I would keep repeating is, don't leave any behind. Close loops. Reply to the person who reported it. Confirm its fixed. Document what happened. That's how you build trust while also building a better product. To measure progress without overthinking, watch the churn trend. Look for fewer repeat tickets and look for cleaner product usage patterns. And avoid the common mistake of changing too many things at once. You want cause and effect, not chaos. If you remember nothing else, churn goes down when you treat cancellations like prioritized product work, not bad luck. So here's your simple challenge for the next week. First, add a cancellation survey with 3 to 5 options and 1 free text field. Second, send a short post-cancel email with 1 question and log the replies. Third, build a top 3 churn reasons board and pick 1 fits from the number 1 reason. Keep it in your next work blog, even if it is small. If you want more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe. And if you have any questions, just leave a comment. Thank you.